Hi everyone, today I'm going to be discussing the policing of youth gang involvement in Canada and why it continues to be an ongoing issue, what youth gang involvement actually looks like, what current solutions exist, how police respond to youth, and programs created to help address this problem, which include the Montreal Preventative Treatment Program and the GREAT program. Youth gangs are typically defined as a troublesome group whose identity includes illegal activity. Youth gang involvement usually peaks during their mid to late adolescence and declines as youth reach adulthood. Even though youth tend to be involved in gangs for only about 1 to 2 years, the impact that they have is long lasting. During their gang involved years, their crime and delinquency increase compared to both before joining the gang and after they leave the gang. Youth gang involvement is associated with higher risks of criminal and delinquent behavior, teen pregnancy, anger, and reduced school attainment. And the negative effects follow them into adulthood, including poorer physical and mental health, substance abuse, and continued criminal activity. Despite how serious these consequences are, there are currently no effective gang prevention or treatment programs specifically for youth who are already gang involved. However, there are certain steps that can be taken to prevent youth from becoming gang involved. Currently, Canada does not have any effective programs that have been proven to effectively decrease youth gang involvement. This has been a major concern for years, and yet no strong measures have been developed or enforced. There is, however, some evidence that targeting at-risk youth in schools with prevention programming can help reduce youth gang involvement. But overall, programs specifically targeting youth gangs remain ineffective. Police and other professionals often do not know how to combat this issue, and this gap in programming makes it harder to intervene early or effectively. Policing plays a crucial role in this issue because police are often the first line of defense when people are in need in criminal matters. They're highly visible in the communities, and public trust in the police influences their trust in the entire criminal justice system. However, police in Canada have faced long-standing controversy related to their use of force and racial profiling, which has damaged public confidence and trust. Youth and adults who have been gang involved often report negative encounters with police, for example, feeling disrespected or experiencing aggressive behavior during interactions. These experiences create fear and distrust, making it harder for police to intervene effectively with gang involved youth. Police have also significant discretion in deciding whether to involve someone in the criminal justice system or divert them to other options. The Youth Criminal Justice Act was created to clarify discretion with youth, but the guidelines remain largely unclear, especially for police officers who deal with youth in complex situations such as gang involvement. 85.1% of police officers report having no formal training on how to deal with youth-related incidents. Without proper training, officers cannot effectively identify at-risk youth, respond appropriately to gang-involved youth, or make informed decisions about using their discretion appropriately. Right now, police lack clear guidelines and training to address youth gang involvement. They aren't equipped with the knowledge of who is at risk, how to prevent gang involvement before it begins, or how to help youth who are already gang involved. This creates a significant gap between youth gang involvement and the ability of police to respond to it. Officers need structured criteria for dealing with at-risk youth, strategies for responding once a youth has become gang involved, and clear guidelines of how to use discretion with young offenders. Police should be informed using culturally appropriate measures about how to identify at-risk youth and how to target prevention programming. This would be helpful to reduce biases, as well as allow officers to intervene before youth become deeply involved and committed to gang activity. One effective strategy is the Montreal Preventative Treatment Program. This program was designed for boys ages 7 to 9 with a history of disruptive behavior who came from low socioeconomic backgrounds. It combined parent training with childhood skills development. The program has been shown to reduce substance use, delinquent behavior, and gang involvement by the age of 15. Police could use this program to intervene early by working with schools where students show signs of disruptive behavior. Officers could collaborate with teachers to identify at-risk youth, contact parents or guardians, and encourage them to enroll their children into the program. Intervening early is essential because once youth become gang involved, they develop close bonds and loyalty to the gang, making it more difficult for them to leave. Since there are no effective programs to get youth away from gangs once they are involved, prevention becomes the most important strategy. Another option is the Gang Resistance Education and Training Program, or the GREAT program. This is a 9-hour school curriculum delivered by uniformed police officers. The program teaches students to set positive goals, resist negative pressures, resolve conflicts, and understand how gangs affect their lives. Evidence shows that GREAT produces small but meaningful improvements. Youth who complete the program report reduced victimization, more negative attitudes towards gangs, improved attitudes towards police, and less risk-taking behaviors. Police could implement this program by partnering with elementary and middle schools in areas where youth gang activity is common. Officers could visit at-risk schools once a week for 9 weeks to deliver this program to entire classes. A small set of officers could be trained at first, and if the program proves effective in the community, it could be expanded so that more officers and more schools could participate. Even though its effects are small, GREAT has evidence supporting its implementation in at-risk schools. However, there are several limitations to implementing these programs. First of all, funding and school or community cooperation can be barriers. While police services receive significant government funding, schools often do not, and teachers may be reluctant to give up their classroom time. Parents may also be difficult to involve, especially in programs such as the Montreal Preventative Treatment Program that require parental participation. Parents may work multiple jobs or distrust police involvement. These barriers can be addressed by making programs free or low cost and by offering incentives to parents to participate. Another limitation is that these programs are not perfect. GREAT only shows small effects, and none of the existing gang programs meet the standards of effectiveness set for blueprints for healthy youth development. Despite this, they remain some of the only options with evidence behind them, and they offer promising directions for police-led prevention. Youth gang involvement continues to be an ongoing issue in Canada, without effective programs in place. Police lack training, guidelines, and resources needed to respond appropriately, creating a major gap in prevention and intervention. Programs such as the Montreal Preventative Treatment Program and the GREAT program provide evidence-based strategies that police can use to prevent youth from becoming gang involved in the first place. With better training, culturally appropriate approaches, and strong collaboration with schools and communities, police can play an essential role in reducing youth gang involvement across Canada.